to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling. And guys, we're joined today by two amazing ladies. We have Katy and Vikki. What is going on in the After Dark episode? We're going to get into it. We're going to get right into it. I know I alluded to this video backstage, and I wanted you to get y'all's perspective on this video. So again, this is an Amazon or a store that sells Amazon returns, and things got a little spicy. So hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it.
No, can't hear it.
No
sound.
You gotta have the sound.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh. Okay, buddy.
Rude. New rotations be like that.
That was the employee moving the customer out of the way.
Wow.
Moving the customer out of the way.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, pushing the customer out of the way.
Repositioning.
Yeah, repositioning. Things got a little spicy that day, but again, the store's going out of business, so he was like, "What are you going to do? Fire me? You need me here."
Right?
Yeah.
Is it always
nobody
like
else
that?
to work?
Is it always like that?
You guys have been to several bins locations. Have you seen something like that at any of the bins that you've been to?
I've seen fist fights break out at ours.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we have an issue where, you know how at the Vegas bins, it's kind of a long room with a line in the middle, and there's bins on one side and bins on the other side, and they go one side at a time. And when they put the new bins out, every bins is different, the rules and where they have you line up and stuff. And at the Las Vegas bins, you all have to stay behind this one line, and you can't go cross the line until they tell you to go. And it's always the battle between mostly the t-shirt bros and whoever the employees are. They've actually gotten really good this last year. I don't know who it is that scared them. I think maybe some people got thrown out a few times. They finally listened. But there was a while where it's like they would purposely be trying to like mess with the employees and like fake starting and like scooting past the line as far as they possibly could go. It gets a little crazy.
And then you'd have
Testing
a certain
the
employee
waters.
just screaming the whole time, just yelling at me, "Behind the line."
It's much better now. It hasn't been that way in a while.
I have seen a couple of fights break out, but usually the first time that I saw one, I was like, I got my camera and I'm trying to be like discreet, but it's so hard to be discreet. And
Wait.
I'm just,
Are you wearing two watches?
yeah, I am.
Swatch
It's all about the Swatch watch, man.
Swatch watch.
What?
Yes.
Is that like a
Whoa.
thing? Like a Swatch watch? You wear two of them?
Yeah,
Yes.
or more. I mean, two, which is being very conservative, actually.
See, I could
didn't know.
I only had two really good ones. The other ones were like, they're okay. They're newer, but I knew that you guys would appreciate them.
Yeah.
And
Back in the
Can we
day,
see them? Can we
Or
see them?
for
How
you.
far up your
Let's
arm you
see.
could go with those?
I was gonna say,
watches.
how far do you go up your arm? Is it like your whole forearm if you want?
I mean, I would probably put another one on if I had one of the smaller ones. There used to be one that was like scented. I probably would have worn that one with this.
Scented.
Why do you need a scented watch?
Why don't you?
Why
use them?
don't you?
Why
How
would you not?
What's it
many
smell like,
times
though?
do you go somewhere and you're like, ooh, it stinks in here?
Yeah, exactly.
Strawberries.
You got to keep your own air freshener with you.
It's true. It's
one
true.
of my favorite bins finds was with Kristen, and I ended up giving it to Kristen, and it is a vintage Swatch sweater.
It is my
I found in
favorite
Colorado.
to find, and I almost wore it today, but I decided to wear my Coca-Cola rugby for you
I'm
instead.
digging
love
that.
that.
I didn't say it earlier, but I'm digging it.
Yeah, I bought this on District
Ooh.
for $8.
Yeah, see, that's why live selling sucks. It's great. It's great when you're buying.
Yeah, he didn't know. So I'm excited. But I had one like this,
Is
back
it vintage?
when I
Is
wore
it
the-
vintage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
She's like,
What's
yeah,
your name?
of course.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but I probably would have had to fight you for that Swatch sweater though if you didn't give it to me.
I mean, you liked it so much, there was no way I could leave without giving it to
Oh
you.
my
Come on now.
gosh, I
But you
love
knew you were
that
gonna wear it.
thing.
What kind of friend would I be if I didn't give it to you?
I know. I don't know that we would be friends. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? I don't think we would have been.
Oh,
Kristen,
I love
are the times the same on those watches, or do you have them separate?
it. No, I need to get new batteries for them, but they
Okay.
they give you batteries for the life of the watch. So
you have one for every time zone, like when you put them on. You
Yeah.
have
That would be good.
8 at a time.
we would put them. I would wear my hair up in a top knot way up on top with crimped hair and put it in my hair like for a scrunchie.
Inside
Or
the scrunchie?
The
Yeah.
watch?
oh yeah, or a couple of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, or on your ankle. Sometimes you would put them on your ankle.
Well, I've had ankles my whole life, so I don't think that would have worked. But
Oh, I did wear them. Oh no, you put 2 together. You bind
Yeah,
them.
you gotta get the extended.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could bind them together and make a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fashion
Out of
guys.
control. Out of control.
I had a
didn't
Swatch
know-
watch dress when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. And I wore it maybe twice because I never wore dresses, but I really wanted this dress, right? I have no idea what happened to it. And I would love to see if I could find another one. I have no idea. I've never even, and if you ask people now that collect things like this and stuff, they have no idea what you're talking about. It was like it was a one-off or something, but
You're like, did I imagine that? Was it a
No,
fever dream?
Was it a dream? Was it a dream?
It sounds like something you can find on Etsy.
yeah, I'll have to look on Etsy because I don't have it on eBay.
You sell on Etsy though, right, Victoria?
I do.
Yeah, we both do.
Do you just sell? What do you sell on Etsy? Because I know our friend Brendan down here, he's been killing it, like selling vintage electronics on there.
Just anything that I have that's vintage goes on Etsy.
Same.
That's the way to do it.
Not just clothing. I sell hard goods, electronics when I find them. Yeah, I dabble in electronics when I find them. Vintage VCRs and VCR DVD combos and all that stuff, which I know Brendan does that stuff too. I just sold a vintage CB radio on there.
Mhm.
Joe,
I'll buy anything.
didn't you just have like a really big Etsy sale? Some sweater went somewhere foreign.
Oh yeah, an Eddie Bauer like vintage sweater went to Germany for $80, and it had been on eBay forever.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
better prices
And
on
then we
Etsy for
just
sure.
Started listing on eBay or on Etsy a few months ago or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's,
Etsy definitely takes longer. The buildup takes longer. You need a bigger inventory to start having any significant sales. I mean, obviously eBay, you have a bigger audience, but there's so many things that just sit on eBay and then it sells for top dollar on Etsy. It's great.
Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, I don't care. I don't mind. But I'm saying, like, before I started selling on Etsy, and I was like, man, I've been sitting on this on eBay for months, and then on Etsy it sells in like 2 weeks. I'm like,
Yep.
Different
Yeah,
people.
whatever you have that's vintage, definitely cross post it to Etsy if you have enough. Maybe not if you have 10 items, but whether it's clothing, hard goods, household goods, linens, blankets, whatever.
But stick to it. Keep listing on it because, like I said, it does take a little while. So you'll be frustrated at first because you'll be like, I have 100 listings on here and I'm not selling. And it's like you do need to build up that inventory. Just take a little bit of time to get momentum.
Yeah, I think I have a 5,000 item inventory right now overall, and about 3,600 items are on Etsy. And Etsy is about 25 to 30% of my business yearly.
Wow.
So it's not chump change. It's the one platform that I've gotten rid of that I have 2 platforms I've gotten rid of that I used to dabble in, but it just wasn't enough, like diminishing return. Like Depop and Mercari are just terrible for me. And because they just want cheap
Depop
prices.
is the worst.
Cheap prices, which is fine. That's totally cool. But again, if I'm not going to sell my stuff on Whatnot, I'm not going to sell it on Depop and Mercari for that same cheap price. So
felt like Depop, you had to have like really cool pictures. Like you had to be like it was a vibe.
I can't
Is that
stylize.
your vibe? Like, yeah.
No, I couldn't get like just to hang it and take a picture of it. It wouldn't sell. So I had my daughter come in and like I said, I need to like help me style this. And she was, 18, 19 at the time. So she would like
model it and slouch in it. And, yeah.
Well, now the thing is like with t-shirts, they kind of like crumple them up on the bottom in the pictures, and it's like, and it sells that way. I'm like, what are you doing? Why?
I think
I'm too old for
I just want to
Depop.
see the t-shirt. Let me see
Yeah.
it.
Like how Poshmark used to be, you had to put the little wreath and then the white fur rug, you had to have it in order to be
You
like,
have like the rose gold thing in there somewhere.
Yeah.
you had to somewhere there was going to be a succulent and it just
Yes.
made it better. Yeah.
I agree about Mercari, because on Mercari you list something and then you'll get a notification like, oh, consider lowering your price. I'm like, I just listed it 12 hours ago. I'm not
Yeah.
lowering my price.
I get more regular sales on Mercari. It's Depop is like weeks can go by. I'm not even adding to it anymore.
Have you
I
ever
think that-
gotten scammed as a seller on Mercari?
No.
Mm-mm.
That's good.
I don't
No.
sell
The only platform I've ever been scammed on is eBay. And even that,
Very rarely.
I've been selling, like I said, since 1998. I have sold over 50,000 items at this point. And I think I can count on one hand how many times I've been scammed.
Yeah, and I always hear sellers, they'll have a bad experience or maybe an international issue or whatever, and they'll be like, "I'm quitting that platform forever," or "I'm never shipping international ever again."
Dude, I love an international sale on eBay.
Right?
You don't have to do.
Yeah.
But it's so ridiculous to me when they do that, because I'm like, if you had a brick and mortar, you just have to deal with a certain amount of shrink. You're going to have somebody like walk out the door with something of yours. It's going to happen. And so if you only ever have, even if it was once a year, which doesn't even happen to me once a year, but if it happened once a year, that shouldn't be a reason to like no longer sell to that particular subset.
There's a cost of doing business. You're going to have returns. You're going to have losses. You're going to have damaged things. You're going to have somebody send something back that they've worn 3 times and ruined. Like, it doesn't happen a lot, but there's a certain percentage that you have to learn to accept as a business owner. That it just is. The only time I ever had people steal from me was when I had a space in an antique store. And that was many years ago, back when I lived in Rhode Island. It was probably 15 years ago or more. And I had more shrinkage and stuff walking out of my booth than I'd ever had in all my other years combined. Yeah. Online.
Yeah. True.
That's like the biggest reason I decided against doing Amazon, because their return policy is crazy. Like,
well, and you get charged so much. Like Teresa, who does the Boss Reseller remix with us, she'll tell us about like, she'll sell a pair of shoes for $150, but then it gets returned and it's like, it costs her more. Like, she has to pay like an extra fee on top of that. And then like restocking fee and it's just, by the time she's done, it's like, holy crap. Like, you paid so much money for these shoes that ended up not actually selling.
Yeah.
My brother is an Amazon seller, and my brother and his wife, he's a really big Amazon seller. They have like 6 full-time employees in their own warehouse. And like, he does really, really well. After making fun of me for 10 years for being an online seller, he decided to do it himself, but he does really, really well. But what he does is of zero interest to me. Like, he buys everything. He does all online arbitrage and has all these like programs and coding scrapers that get all
that sounds like work.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
He doesn't leave the house to source at all.
And they get tons of returns and pallets he'll have pallets of returns that he'll have a garage sale a couple times a year to get rid of this stuff. And I'm like, that to me sounds like a nightmare. Like,
that's a lot of work.
Level, right? When you get to a point to where you're having like employees, warehouses, like that's like a
total different level. Yeah, they're doing millions.
Well, and it was funny because when they started, it was like 5-6 years ago when they started, and they told us that they were going to be getting into doing Amazon, and Vikki was here at home being like, they haven't even asked me for any advice. I've been selling. This is what I do for a living, and they haven't even talked to me. Don't they want any kind of advice? And then like 2 years later, they were making way more money than either one of us and doing so well. Apparently, they didn't need to hear jack from us.
They didn't need any advice from me at all. And I've tried to ask my brother so many times. I'm like, will you come to our conference and teach people the intros of Amazon? No, he won't even do that. He's like, I will teach you privately. He's like, but I'm not talking in front of people.
He's pretty shy.
Okay.
Well, it is intimidating to be Joe can attest. Getting up in front of all those people was, it's different whenever you're up in front of all these people. In a podcast situation, it's completely different because it's just like it's us. But whenever you put all those people in front of you, I just wanted all of them to huddle up. Just let's huddle up and then we'll talk about it. It felt like very, very, very hot flashy.
It is intimidating.
When we did the game show thing, and the 15 minutes went like that, and I don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I am running all over the place, talking to people, whatever. But it got done. I'm like, okay, wow. All right.
Did I do okay?
Right.
Right. Like, what happened?
I remember you asking me, Kristen, after you spoke. Did I sound okay? Because it's already over and I don't know what I said.
Your brain hums and you don't really hear anything. You try to stick to a script, but we're pretty casual. We were just trying to like recreate what we normally would do on our shows anyway. So it was whatever. but it still feels like very pressury,
Yeah.
but in a good way. Like you want to do good for the people that are your friends that want, we wanted all of them to succeed and we just couldn't express it hard enough or big enough or more enough that we want everybody to do good.
Well, you guys are all awesome. And I will say that we do a survey, which Ray, you might want to think about doing this. We do a survey after our conference is over and all the attendees get an anonymous survey to fill out and say, what didn't you like? What did you like? What could we improve upon? What was your favorite speaker? What was your least favorite speaker? Mm-hmm. And it is anonymous and it has helped us shape and change things and do things that every year to try and improve upon. Okay, they didn't like this part. Let's see.
You have to be prepared though to hear.
I can't read them.
It's funny because I create the survey and you ask questions. You're asking for them to tell you what could be improved. So even if they had the most amazing time, they're going to give you something that you can improve on. It doesn't mean that they were sitting there the whole time.
Well, you ask, right?
Yeah. It wasn't like they were angry about it. Yeah. But for Vikki, it's like 99.9% of the feedback is glowing and positive, and then the one person that has a negative comment, she's just like can't handle it. So
I internalize it and think, oh my God, they hate my guts. Why are we even doing this?
I did send out a survey after the first one, and
okay, good.
Wasn't it only in the group though? Wasn't it only in the Facebook group that you sent it? The survey?
I mean, that's because I didn't have anybody's email. So this year, when I had everybody's
for sure.
Capture the emails if you can, and then do it through email because again, we use I don't even know Survey Monkey or whatever, one of those sites, MailChimp.
We just use it. Google has their own.
And you can send it out.
Yeah, I did it to Google.
It comes back anonymous so that so people can be honest.
Mm-hmm. And they were. So it was. I'm currently, and I wanted to pull this up just so that people know the current speakers at Boss Reseller Remix, hosted by Katy and Vikki. We have Teresa Cox. Well, Teresa's the other host, right? Teresa.
Yes, correct. Yes. Teresa's our friend. She's our co-host.
Jameson. Wow.
I don't even know where you got that name from.
Right?
Jameson?
Jameson. He's a huge Amazon seller. He's been doing this for a long time. And he's one of the guys. He actually lives here in Vegas. So
okay.
Cool.
Nice. We have Storage Auction Pirate coming back.
He's going to be doing our charity auction, whatnot auction.
We host a charity auction the last day.
Mm-hmm.
And give the money back to the Blind Center, and he's going to host that.
We have Kate, the Nurse Flipper, on here.
Cat.
It's gonna be fun. Cat. What I say, Kate? Maybe I shouldn't read these names at all. Carrie, American Arbitrage.
Oh, you got one right. Good job.
Right. Rod Grimes.
Another good one.
Yeah.
Picking and punching. We have Chaz, Side Hustle Network.
Chaz is awesome. He was one of his presentation last year on workflow was one of the top
mind-blowing
sessions. And
he's the only person
one that we're actually bringing back to speak again. He's teaming up with Sarah Ray to talk about Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only speaker we've ever brought back, and it's because he was so good. It's a totally different topic, but he's such a good presenter.
Yeah,
awesome.
A lot of energy.
Sarah Ray, Arbitrage Avenue, Sammy Davis, not to be confused by the singer Sammy Davis, Vintage Boss Babes.
She is a vintage clothing seller that I have learned everything I know about vintage clothing from her.
Oh,
yeah, she's going to be talking about predicting trends and forecasting trends, vintage. So, Kristen,
especially for live selling.
Yeah,
I love that. Now, let's say that can we purchase an online ticket? Okay.
So the last couple of years we've had a virtual element, and last year it was live and fully interactive. The problem is we did not sell enough tickets for the virtual, and it was very lopsided, the amount of especially my energy and resources going into it. It was very. It's very hard to do. First of all, the cost. It's just an example. It cost us a lot more to add a virtual element, and there's not enough interest in it to even come close to outweighing the cost. Well, and the majority of my time each day during the actual event was being given to the virtual for a very small audience. And
Yeah.
so we just realized that it just doesn't make sense. So it's a bummer because there are definitely some people that would love to be able to participate but aren't able to because they can't come.
I would love to, like, after it's over, like, watch the
Yeah.
presentations for like a couple bucks or something like
We
that.
did that for the first year, and then last
Okay.
year we did it live, and you could also watch the replays. And again, like I said,
We just didn't have the real
there's
interest.
just not enough people that want to do it virtually to make it worth
Yeah.
the time and money.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Sadly.
We got our boy Scott Cha-Ching King.
Yeah, I've lobbied for him for a while.
Desiree is in the building. Jewelry Resellers Podcast. Shout out
Yeah.
to Desiree. We have Susie, Big Daddy's
She's
Money.
awesome. She's the one that's going to be doing the private labeling, and I think this is going to be one of the best sessions because I don't know about you guys, but I always just assumed that private labeling was something like you have to have a serious chunk of capital to be able to put something like that on. And she's going to completely blow that misconception out of the water and show you how you could do it with as little as like $200 and how to find, a company, a vendor in China that will actually like create your product, and you're not just buying something that's already been made that other resellers are going to private label with their own name on it. You can create your own product where you actually work with designers and have it look exactly how you want it to look. And then
everyone in the audience is going to receive one of those products that she created for this event too.
Yep.
Oh man,
be really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I might have to second guess this.
I know. I want to go.
Right, come on, you guys. You should totally come.
Phil Jackson, not to be confused by the coach selling on eBay radio show.
So Phil and the person following him, Sherry Smith, they're going to be doing together. They're going to be talking about whether or not you should build your own website and how to do that and how to drive traffic to it and whether it would behoove you to do that or not. Because I think, as we all know, Shopify or whatever type of site that you're building, it can be pretty complicated. It doesn't always translate into actually making money. And how do you pay to get, how do you get traffic to it? So they're going to be talking about the anatomy of building a website and whether it makes sense for you and how to do so that it does make sense.
Cool.
I love that. What is that? Jean?
Surfing junkie.
So
yes.
Her
English is my second language, Katy and Vikki. Just throwing that out there.
She is an OG reseller as well. She's going to be talking about how to leverage, and this is something I think Kristen would have loved, leverage how to use different programs and platforms to leverage points. Like we all use points
and rewards.
Points and rewards. Like I know Kristen and I both do a lot with Southwest so that we fly for free.
That's all we do.
But that's all.
I was talking to her, about her session, and it's like, she's like, oh, if you use this card to buy this thing over here, you're getting points here, but then you're double dipping on this, and then you're triple dipping with this.
Yeah.
And she hasn't paid for a flight in years.
Or a hotel or anything.
Everything. So she does all this stuff where you can go on a thrifting trip and basically have it be free other than the stuff you're sourcing.
See, I saw some of her content, and she reminds me, it's got like a super couponer vibe.
Yes.
Only, you don't have to clip all the coupons. It looks like this is I would totally dig this.
Well, yeah, that is a new thing.
Because like we do use the Southwest card for all of our business costs and personal stuff. And, it's gotten us, companion pass the last couple of years. And so we use points for one plane ticket and then the companion pass for the second. So we haven't paid for a flight in a few years now. And then also because Southwest, you get two, each person gets 2 bags, 50 pounds each. It's like 200 pounds that we can transport for free. And we're like, but that's all we do. And I'm like, we're missing so many opportunities to be doing way better.
All these different extensions that she uses and certain cards she uses, and she stacks and doubles and triple dips. And I don't know, but I know that I'm going to be taking notes at this one.
That's awesome.
That sounds so cool.
I love that. Andrew?
He's with eBay, so he's going to be doing. What's he going to be talking about?
He is a senior leader with eBay. He's one of the eBay executives that's going to be coming. He's going to be interviewed by our friend Jody on stage, and he'll be talking about new and upcoming things happening with eBay. They're just kind of kicking off our event.
But one person that we do not have on the speaker page, and probably our biggest, most exciting speaker that's coming,
who is too shy to be on the page.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tekken Sports.
Oh,
Yes, this is going to be his.
Why
first.
didn't you want to be on the page?
He's too shy.
He's too shy. He never even had his face on YouTube until last year, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So nobody even knew what he looked like for the longest time.
So he's coming and speaking. He's doing a full presentation about his techonomics. He was locked in very early. He would not let us announce him or put his name on anything until about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. So unfortunately, I think a lot of people would have purchased tickets just to see him. So we do have some people coming just to see him, of course. But yeah, he's just too shy.
But I know I personally, speaking of what Kristen was saying about, what are we going to learn? We've been doing this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of the same way. And, my business was suffering a lot. 2023 was like my worst year ever as a reseller after continually growing my revenue year after year after year. And then 2023 was terrible. And because I'm somebody who's kind of set in my ways, it's kind of like, turning a really big semi truck with like 3 trailers. It's like to turn, it takes way longer than it should, and to actually change your old ways. But I followed some of Tekken Sports, guidance, some of his ways of doing things. And 2024, I did so much better than I think I had 3.5 years left in 2024, and 3.5 months left in 2024, and I'd already hit my full 2023 eBay numbers, and that is specifically and exactly because of the changes I made based on Tekken Sports and kind of how he teaches to do things.
Like, I actually pay to be in his group, and I've never paid anyone for reselling content or information in my entire life, because I do think that there's a ton of it out there for free. I've only paid to go to eBay Open, and if our conference was put on by anyone other than us, I would pay to go to that. But I've never paid for that type of thing. And I've been in his group for over a year now, and I pay my $35 a month gladly. And I use such a small, and I get nothing for this. This is not like me getting an affiliate or anything. I use such a small amount of information from that group. It's like a fire hose of information. I use so little of it, and it's still worth it. Like, if I used it to full capacity,
who knows?
I debate that. Like, every once in a while, I'm like, I should just sign up.
You've asked me before if it was worth it.
I know, right? Yes. And how it is.
Brendan, are you signed up?
No, I'm not.
No?
I feel like Angie that came to the Nashville meetup last year, I feel like she also has been involved with that or pays the...
Angie Perfectly Blessed?
It's a Patreon. It's a Patreon group. But he has a Facebook group that leads into all the courses and the live things through Patreon. And then he does have a YouTube channel. Only some of the content is released on his YouTube, and it's usually a couple of weeks after you get it in the group. So you can get some of his stuff for free for sure.
But he's got 10, 15 sellers under him. And so every week they have all these different calls. Like, there's a shoe call, there's a
video games,
jewelry, whatever. So whatever it is you're interested in, you go on that call and you learn about brands and different things and stuff like that. And then there's just the basic philosophy of listing and consistency and growing your business.
And numbers. They talk a lot about numbers and about taxes in a way that, just makes my eyes cloud over. But, a lot of people that are analytical, you can get a ton of analytics from there. I'm not that person, but
I'm not that person. I want somebody else to do that for me, though. So that's good.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, so I think the content this year is going to blow past content out of the water, except for Kristen's, because Kristen was amazing.
Well, and no game show this time.
And no game show.
You're stuck. They're stuck with us amusing them this year. That is that is such a downgrade from Joe and Nicole. I don't know. We are not that funny or that cute. So sorry about it in advance.
Well, the game show probably was because you did it all 3 days.
They did. I did it all 3 days.
They did it as our transition from lunch to the first session after lunch. So it was a good way to get.
That's a great way to get people back into the building. It was so good, so good. My fave.
It was. We got so much glowing reviews back in our survey from last year. Yeah, everybody loved it. We tried to get them to come back this year, guys. We tried.
Nicole just couldn't get the time off to do it.
I know.
Yeah.
I might put a bug in their ear before and committed to ours before committed.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
That is true.
So you'll get to see the game show in person at the Nashville meetup.
And you guys are invited.
Yeah.
I know. I wish we could come. It's too close to our event for us
I
to
know.
get.
That's the what's going
rub.
on with me. Like I want to go to Boss, but it's too close to the event.
Yeah, it's just too hard for us to get out for a meetup at that time.
And we're getting a puppy right after
Oh.
the remix, so
Are you?
we don't want to go anywhere.
What kind
What
of
are we
dog?
looking at here?
A little Chihuahua, some sort of Chihuahua mix. She's a little,
Yeah.
it's a little rescue dog. The mom was
Oh.
found in the street, and so she's in a foster
Oh.
home right now, and she just had 4 puppies like a month ago.
I'm going to show this to
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
I want to
goodness.
kiss that baby.
It's like a
That was a
Chihuahua
picture from
doodle.
yesterday.
The mother is a Chihuahua mix, but they don't know who the dad is because she was found in the street pregnant.
She looks like a little golden retriever puppy, but I know
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
like
like,
a
who
doodle.
knows what she's mixed with?
Huh.
Oh, my
Maybe like a poodle or something like that.
I don't
It
know,
could be.
Maltese or something. I don't know. She's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
What's her
Huh.
name?
We've already named her Matilda.
Matilda.
Oh, I love it. I love a people name for a dog. I love it.
Me too.
Yeah, we just named ours Emmett.
I
Emmett.
love yours. I keep looking at his pictures. He's adorable.
my
My
husband
dog's-
was like, I want to name him Emmett. I said, why do you want to name him Emmett? He
That's a
goes,
cute name.
so I can go, damn it, Emmett.
Well, we lost one of our dogs a few weeks ago suddenly. So
It's been
that
about a
was
month now.
it's been about a month. So we have one dog. We have 2 dogs now, but one of them is 100 years old, and one is just a 3-year-old puppy. So we needed another puppy for the puppy because
She needs a playmate because the one that passed away was also older, but she did play with her every day. And so
now she's sad and lethargic and she doesn't play.
she needs a play buddy. So
Mhm. Yeah,
I may not be 100% ready for a new dog, but our other dog needs a dog.
Yeah.
So
I understand that. Yeah, totally. I don't know that I was ready for another dog, but my husband was like, can we have a dog? I really miss our dog. I want a dog. So, fine, just get a dog.
once you get him, you know you love him. So right. So it's like it's not like we're going to
It's my
regret it.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
This
upset
is-
because I'm out here and he's in there. And yeah,
This is Tater. He's wearing his nice little blue sweater.
oh my
Hi,
goodness,
Tater.
very cute.
See, our dog looks like it could be that type of dog. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what she's going to look like?
His name
Might
is
be-
Mateo, but we call him Tater.
I
That's
like
cute,
Tater.
cute.
That's cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
They're
So-
too sweet.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to take
it
my
was-
dog with me to the bins the next time. I think this one can handle it. My last dog, no way. But I think this one would handle it. Have you seen other people take dogs to
So
bins?
at our
Yeah.
bins, there's this older guy. He's probably like what in the 70s,
I would say
pushing
80s.
pushing 80, maybe 80s. And he comes in with his dog, who is a Chihuahua Palm mix, and
Ooh.
her name is Sweetie Pie. And she's like a little old lady, and she really is a sweetie pie. And all the t-shirt bros come up and say, "Hey, sweetie pie!" And she sits in the cart, and she loves to get attention and pets.
And if you walk past her and don't pet her, she'll
She'll
bark at you to stop.
but she's
and pet her.
real cute.
She's
Everybody
sassy.
loves Sweetie Pie. And he goes away in the summertime. He goes to like, doesn't he go to like Minnesota or something like that?
Minnesota, Iowa, I don't know,
Somewhere
somewhere.
in the Midwest. And then they come back when the weather gets a little cooler again. And so it's always nice to see Sweetie Pie.
Oh, yeah, I see him all the time. I've seen him in Salt Lake City, in Denver, in St. Louis. I mean,
A couple people bring bigger dogs to our bins here too if they're well behaved. They never give them any crap about it. And they're not service dogs either. But
yeah,
they
I mean,
don't
the
know.
bins are such a messy place anyway. It's not like you're like, how could they bring a dog in here? That's filthy.
yeah.
Like, come on,
I've
bin.
seen other animals in there that I didn't want to see, so
Like
I'd
what?
be more happy with the dog. Ooh,
Like snakes?
like
ferrets?
rats on the side.
Rats.
Rats?
mostly.
Oh, I see. I'm
Mhm.
thinking like
Roaches,
pets.
rats. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of rodents of any kind. Lots.
I love it when I see dogs there.
Yeah, dogs are good. I have heard people say they've seen snakes, but I have not seen a snake.
Oh, and then we were just at the Salvation Army bins, and there was somebody had a pit bull who was just hanging out, wandering around by herself, but she was real sweet,
Uh-huh.
and her name was Cleopatra.
Oh,
And I asked, I'm like, can I pet her? And he was like, of course, as much as you want. And she was so sweet. And but she was just like, when we got there, she was sitting outside, and she had like a little thing on. but the doors are open. It's like a big open. I went over to talk to her, and Vikki was like, "You can't just go up to a dog like that." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "She's clearly friendly. If she wasn't friendly, they wouldn't just leave her out here off her leash."
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very cute.
Makes me want to go. I want to go see those bins. I've never been to a Salvation Army bins, and I want to so bad.
Well, when you come visit, we'll go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth the experience. They're not as good as the regular bins for sure.
You do know that you're welcome to come visit anytime.
Yeah.
I've told you that 100 times. Anytime you want, you just come. You could stay with us. And
I'll be looking at flights when we get done.
There you go.
There you go.
It's like our friend Alexa. She lives in California, and every once in a while she'll just like message us and be like, "Hey, I'm looking at flights. How about these dates?" And then she just like, a couple weeks later shows up for the weekend. It's awesome.
Ah, love that. Love that. You guys have such good food there too. I just want to go. Yeah. In Nashville, there's such good food in Nashville.
Oh, I went to Nashville. I went to not even 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I went with our friend Diane that just recently passed away. I went with her and her family. It was her bucket list trip. And we went to Nashville and we were there for a week, and it was there for CMA Fest.
Oh, wow.
Which was crazy. But because it was so crazy, I didn't get to see a lot of the things I wanted to see. Like I couldn't get into like the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Grand Ole Opry because it was just so crowded, right?
Yeah.
I desperately want to go back so that I can go and see those things where it's not in the middle of the biggest tourist weekend possible.
For sure.
But we had a great time. I loved it. I loved Broadway. I loved the whole thing.
It's fun. I was in Vegas, I was on Broadway in Nashville in like 06, 07, and then not again until the meetup last year, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Wow.
I saw you one other time.
I was there in like 06.
Yeah.
Well, conference a long time ago.
Not just a conference. She went to record her demo.
No.
There.
I went for an actual conference when I was in college.
Katie, can you sing?
No.
She used to play guitar. She was in a 2-person duo in the 90s.
It was the early 2000s,
okay,
madam.
I've only seen pictures, and I've heard one of the songs. They did like a 2 or 3 demo.
Three song demo.
That's so cool, though.
That's pretty cool.
What was your name?
That's your channel, your YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
what's the name of the
Razor Cats?
The
What?
Razor
The
Cats.
Razor Cats.
We're all like,
And we
looking right now.
And you won't be able to find it anywhere. And we recorded it in Oregon because that's where I'm from. And then the guy who was producing recording our thing convinced the guy who was our quote unquote manager that the only place to get your thing mastered was in Nashville. And so we went to Nashville, and it was like some guy who worked on like Shania Twain's album. And then after that, our manager went crazy, and it was basically like our own behind the scenes, VH1 behind the scenes, where it was like everything bad that can happen in the world of music happened to us.
Oh.
And we weren't even famous. So
it's all over.
It was very dramatic.
So did this guy like take all your money and like run off to like
how
Mexico
crazy did
and
you
stuff?
get?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like I was living because I was pretty young, and I was living in his house while we were recording and stuff. And then like one day I came home and all my stuff was out on the lawn.
Ooh.
And he basically said that he had found drugs in my room. Like apparently I was doing meth.
Who doesn't do drugs?
No.
She does not and has not ever.
And then also that like the record label CEO from one of the record labels he was talking to had let him know that there was an ad on CNN, a commercial on ESPN that was like the same music as one of our songs. And so I had plagiarized it. I'm telling you guys, this was freaking crazy. All this stuff. It really just turned out that he wanted to get in the pants of my partner, and figured that was the way to get me out. It was crazy. I'm like, we're not making any money here. Like, what's happening? Very dramatic.
Behind the music.
Yeah,
Plus,
seriously.
you didn't do the dishes that night too, so that was why.
Razor Cats.
I feel
Behind
like
the
you
music,
should
the
write a
Razor Cats.
book. Like that would be such a good book.
I'm gonna have to find the picture to show you.
Next time we're together, Kristen, I'll play you these songs because I do have them.
Wait, is it the picture of you? The recent picture of you with the wig and the?
That would be great.
Oh my goodness, we did our trailer park murder mystery a couple weeks ago.
Right, that is so.
I think I look pretty hot in Daisy Dukes.
It looked it was a great picture, but I was like, wait, who is that? You know,
I have it as my profile picture. Hold on, I'll show you.
Just in case you're wondering,
Yeah,
yes,
let's see
I've
it.
already bought my moo for the Roper Romp. I'm ready.
Yes. Then that's going to be when you're coming out. Then you just kind of have to come and stay with us.
I get me the dates.
Oh,
Wait,
look
you're gonna
at
have to
that.
hurry.
Is that Boone's farm?
It is. Oh yeah, Strawberry Hill. Sorry, it's not. I can't get it to.
We
focus.
went to a murder mystery party.
There it is.
It's so good.
I got my
Yeah.
Strawberry Hill. I'm wearing like a sports bra. I got my stomach hanging out. And I got my Strawberry Hill. But I will say, the majority of people that were at this party were a bit younger than us, and only like one person was impressed with my Strawberry Hill. Everybody else was just like, whatever.
And we were the two people that dressed up entirely into the category, the
They dressed up
characters
the
we
most.
were supposed to be. When everyone else was like, they threw on a plaid shirt and they were like, "Yeah, this
Ugh.
is my trailer park outfit." I was like, so disappointing. These
Oh.
were not our friends. We were just added on, but it was not our group. So we have to throw our own because our friends love dressing up.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so fun. So fun.
Well, Vikki turns 50 in June, and so we're gonna have a party at our house. Yeah, 50. We're gonna have a party at our house. We're gonna do a birthday cruise, but we're doing that in November. So for her actual birthday, we're gonna do a party, and it's gonna be like Golden Girls theme. So everybody dresses up in like their their retirement outfits.
I love it.
Whatever interpretation you have of that, hopefully somebody comes here in their golf court, their golf cart.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
we love a good theme. We love a good theme.
Yeah. No, for sure. I hope you do a prom again because I still want to wear my dress. I'm ready.
Okay.
Good.
Your prom, like your actual prom dress?
I have my actual prom dress. Yes.
We do a theme to close out the conference every year. This year we actually don't have a theme because we're not taking a break in between. We're going straight to the party. But we already told people if they want to dress up. And then there's also, we do
Fremont night. We do.
best thrifted outfit night for Fremont night. So
But it's such a loose category. Like people come in like full costume. It's just kind of like, our friend Danica like completely built a whole Zoltar on
Yes.
wheels
That
with
thing
her
was
inside it, like from all
Yeah.
thrifted materials.
it was insane.
Yeah.
So
good.
last year we had a prom. Our party was like, our theme was the prom and vintage prom, and Kristen had to leave early, so she didn't get a chance to wear her prom dress.
Oh, I want to so bad. No, there just has to be, maybe we'll do it for Nashville. I don't know, but I can't wait to wear it. So
Yeah, just wear it on
Do
Broadway.
you think if I tell people come like dress like country, you think people will dress for the
I
meet and
think
greet?
there should be Fringe Friday. Yeah.
Fringe
I think
Friday.
the night that you're hanging out on Broadway,
Yeah.
you should do a country western theme.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, where else
Pony
if
Club.
Nashville can you dress like Dolly Parton? I mean,
We want rhinestones. We want fringe. We want tassels. we
rhinestone
want
cowboy. Let's do it.
cowboy boots and hats. Pink Pony Club. We're doing it.
Yep.
I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
Joe, that's up to you. to
already
wear.
dress like that now. That wouldn't be like dressing up.
It would be for a lot of other people.
I think Joe, since he dresses up all the time, if he just wears his outfit, you dress up and you have costumes and wigs and. But
Come on, you did Western Barbie. We've got.
Well, you
I
wear
know.
a Ken outfit. It'll make everybody else feel comfortable that they can because they
It's really
know
fun.
that you are.
It makes you let loose and be silly and
We've done some pretty fun themes. I mean, even our wedding was a theme. We did a Great Gatsby themed
It was
wedding, and
pretty.
all of our friends dressed up and
looked fabulous.
Mm-hmm. You guys, I've seen the pictures. That just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
everybody looks good in that era. That's the thing. Everybody photographed well. Everyone looked good. It didn't look too costumey or campy, which was nice. Like everybody took great pictures. But yeah, we love a good theme. Any party. I mean, her 40th party, we had an 80s birthday theme.
So cool.
I want to have a Michael Jackson theme party.
Oh, me too.
Everyone just comes in like a different era of Michael Jackson.
So they could do like the Thriller makeup and
Yeah, like you can have like any era. You can have like Jackson 5 Michael. You can do like Thriller Michael, Bad Michael.
Billie Jean.
Remember the Time Michael.
Oh, Yep. Okay.
What's that song? Scream, where he's like in
Scream,
the
yeah,
black
with
latex.
Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
That's
could
a
thrift
creepy
that
one.
outfit, then that would be awesome.
Yeah, you can do like hanging blanket over the balcony.
There you go.
Michael.
Yes. You can do the crazy Jackson
Yeah,
era
Wacko Jacko Michael.
Yeah.
Wacko Jacko.
A lot of Michaels. What you got, Joe?
I was gonna ask. Excuse me, Vikki, do you still have an employee working for you?
I do. I have two. I have one that is just a remote VA that does just my cross listing for me. And that's like super easy. Just, goes into my my List Perfectly account and does the cross posting for me. And then I do have one person that works part-time for me and does my clothing listings. So she does the photography, the measurements, and a rough draft for all the clothing items. And I've had several over the years. This one I've had just for the last year. She's been good. And then, a lot of people know that I had Crystal was one worked for me for like 3 years, and I call her my unicorn. I'll never get another Crystal. She was amazing and she was perfect and she was everything. Crystal worked for me for like 3 years. So, and then between those two, I had 3 or 4 disasters trying to find somebody. So it's not easy. When you find somebody that's good or somebody that's like good enough, you just have to be happy with that. It's really hard to hire a competent employee that you can afford to pay and that will work for,
And it will stick around.
a certain amount of money. Like I paid per item instead of by the hour. I paid $3 an item.
Oh, wow.
And when Crystal was doing it, she was making $30 plus an hour because she's fast.
Mhm.
And that my last girl was making somewhere in the 20s, not quite as fast and not quite as good, but good enough. Right. So I think that's pretty fair. And then I just 1099 them every year. And that, you can create 1099s for free online. And it's I don't need like a special accountant to do it or anything like that. I'm not using a payroll company. I just 1099. They're responsible for claiming their own income, not me. And it's just a write-off for you. Just a business expense when you 1099. So it helped me. It definitely helped me grow from a smaller level of a seller to a bigger level. Although to be fair, the last year or two, I haven't quite needed to have an employee because my sales are much lower than they used to be. So,
But she hates photographing clothing.
I wouldn't get any of it done. If I love selling it, I hate photographing it. I would get far less
She can do
done
hard goods fine. But just
if I
the clothing.
didn't have an employee. So it's a necessary expense for me.
Yeah.
So, Katie, do you have an employee?
No.
You do it all yourself?
Too control freaky.
Too control freaky.
Ah,
I love
And I like all the steps. I enjoy photographing. I enjoy the processing and laundry and listing. I enjoy all of it. So to me, it's like I like the breakup of I wouldn't want to only be listing or only doing this or only doing that. I like the different things and how some days I'm working on this, some days I'm working on that.
I go through spurts where I'm like, well, today I guess I'll go ahead and photograph and I'll just knock it out and get it done. But then I won't want to do it for another like month or two. So
I usually do batches. And sometimes I'll do like, 100, 150 photographs items all at once. And then I list them for several days and stuff. So
It's a lot. 150.
That is a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, girls, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
This
It's been
was fun. I think we could talk for like 2 or 3 more hours for sure.
I know, we really could. You have a good setup here. I like it. I like all the people and
The round table.
yeah.
All right.
It was nice to
Round
finally
table.
meet you, Ray.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, same here. So, guys, make sure you follow Katy and Vikki on all of their reselling adventures. We'll link down the YouTube. We'll link down the website for the meetup. If you guys still want to go, there's still chances for you to go. Buy those tickets. Go over to Las Vegas. Have a good time. And, anything else for the people? Katy, Vikki.
No, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, and we'd love to see you in Vegas. Anybody that can make it. If you live close enough to drive, there is no reason why you shouldn't be doing it.
There you go. There you go.
That's true.
right.
True.
Well, my name is Ray.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Joe.
I'm Brendan.
We'll catch you guys on the flip side. See y'all, and God bless. Peace.
Peace.